Hey guys, so in a much better mood today. Sorry about that yesterday. I was just having my little moment, but it's over now. So today we were supposed to go and see some of the schools in the really poor areas for me to photograph, and the teachers are on strike at the moment, so we couldn't do that. But I was thinking about the school thing today, and I've been really fortunate in staying with Jacinta in that I've been able to see like all ends of the spectrum of the poverty. So from the very, very wealthy to the very, very poor. And it's very clear to me that, if I was going to have a theme for this trip, it's, that one of contrasts. It's comparisons between the very extreme poor and the middle class, and the middle class and the upper class is really, really apparent here. And the attitudes are really bad. And I didn't kind of grasp that until this morning, really. Because the thing is, Jacinta's got two daughters, and one of them is a foster child from Goulburn. So you can imagine there are quite a lot of stipulations on being able to bring a foster child to a country like Kenya to live. And one of those is schooling. So Jacinta sends her two daughters to the international school. When Jacinta was explaining it to me, she said it's the school that's got the international standard of education, the highest one compared to any other school in Kisumu. Jacinta is clearly the poorest parent in the place. She turns up every day in her tuk-tuk next to the mothers that are turning up in $100,000 Mercedes vehicles, because the families that generally have their kids at this place are, embassy workers or diplomats or just the very wealthy Kenyans. And I kind of initially felt that the snobbery and the bad attitude was coming from the expats and the white people that had money and were bringing money into Kenya. But in actual fact, it seems to be coming also from the wealthy Kenyans and looking down on the poor. An example is, so on the weekend, Jacinta took me to the school because there was this car boot sale, because there was this American family that had been living here for 10 years or something, and they were moving back to America to live for good and leaving Kenya. And so they were having this car boot sale to sell all their stuff before they moved away. Which is fine if it was good stuff. But when we turned up there, it was kind of, they were selling the contents of their medicine cabinet, and, with half-used Listerine, and, there were bags of scraps of fabric that they were selling for like 150 shillings, which is, $1.50. And then they had books there, which books are probably the only good thing that they were selling for 50 shillings, which is, like 5 cents. So I kind of was a bit confused. I didn't really get what was going on. And in my head, I was kind of questioning it, going, oh, is this a Kenyan family? Are they raising money to give to Kenyan family? Or is this a Kenyan family selling their stuff? Or what is going on here? But no, in actual fact, it was a very wealthy family. And I'm talking like wealthy, if you were in Australia, you'd be wealthy. And they are living in Kenyan terms with their Australian wealthy money, and selling stuff for $1.50. And I just didn't understand. I didn't understand why would they not just be going and giving that to a charity, or going into the slums and opening a car door and just handing it out to people. I just didn't get it. And I didn't talk to Jacinta about it on the day, and I just talked to her about it last night. And she was saying that is exactly the attitudes that she is dealing with. And she's seeing it because she's got her girls at this school, and so she's dealing with it all the time. So I originally just thought it was the expats that had this attitude and all that. But we were this morning driving in a tuk-tuk, and Jacinta was telling me about how one of the places has, sometimes they won't let her go in the tuk-tuk into this shopping mall, because it looks dirty, and it's only for cars. And then we went into this mall, and this mall is like a mall that you would find at home, and it's a brand spanking mall. and you know there's a gym there, and you can work out on the gym, and while you're working out, you're looking out onto shanty towns. And we went into the gym, and on the TV there was an advert for Slim Possible, which is like the equivalent of Biggest Loser. You know, it's just a weird situation that I just kind of am trying to get my head around, because you are seeing this extreme wealth, and in the next street over, it's extreme poverty. But even in the middle of that, I then was talking to Lita, and our kids here, the Sulahusha kids, go to a school, not a government school, a paying school, and you know, they've got their clean uniforms and they go to school every day. And Lita was working there and helping out with the school, and she was saying that our kids were looked down upon by the school because they were from a poorer area than the other kids, because the other kids are middle classy kids. Yeah, so it's kind of like it's this class system that I kind of didn't realise how bad it was until yesterday. And I don't know what the answer to that is. I don't know if it's fixable. I guess it happens in every culture, but it disturbed me a lot. The car boot thing disturbed me a lot. And I did not get in any way why they weren't just giving that stuff away. But anyway, that's my rant. That's all I've got to say. It's a long rant and I'm sorry. But I will check in with you again maybe tomorrow. Okay, see you guys.